Hi, how's everybody doing? I hope you had a good 4th of July. I had a great time with my family. I always stay home. I don't want to drive in the crazy traffic, and I don't want to, get hit by some drunk person or drug addict. And I just know how the traffic is, and a lot of people get killed on the holidays. So I don't travel far from home because I'm retired. And I can travel any day of the week and go to the store or go boating, fishing, whatever I want to do during the weekday. When there's not a lot of people around, that's one of the benefits of when you're retired and old. You can just, every day of the week is like the weekend to you, so you can go have fun. But I hope everybody's doing good, and I appreciate all the new subscribers to this channel. I thank you. I love your comments. I appreciate all of you. And if you don't agree with the things that I say on the channel, um, I don't I don't mind that, but I don't like people that come on just to argue with me or to say something nasty. Like I did a video on Jodie Sue, and people wanted to argue with me or say nasty things, and I had to remove them from the channel because I'm not going to do that. You know what, you guys? When I first came on the Summer Wells, when I started, getting into the Summer Wells case and I first came on YouTube, I started following all these people because I really didn't know who to follow. I didn't know these people, these channels. And so I just started following them, and I found some good ones and I found some really, really bad ones. And I didn't even realize I got sucked into a lot of the drama. And at first, I was running with everything that everybody said until I realized these people a lot of them are shady. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And they're not here for Summer Wells. I'm telling you, if there was ever a child that was exploited, it is Summer Moon Utah Wells. Everybody has exploited this little girl. I don't know if have ever watched the crime. I think it's Crime Catalyst. I don't know what the name of the channel is, or Critical Crime. But she's got tons of stuff about that fundraiser, and she's got a ton of videos of everything they sold during that marathon. And I thought it was real shady when I seen that going on, and I would not get involved in that because you shouldn't trust people like that on YouTube just to send your money to. You do not even know who you're sending money to. A lot of these YouTube creators have criminal histories and drug abuse. And so you might just be helping this person's habit. They might be a psychopath and they might go hurt someone and you don't even know. But all these people are following them. I'm sorry, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the Summer Wells case. I just feel like they're all exploiting. Oh, I was going to tell you, I seen all the merchandise. They had shirts, tank tops, candles, every kind of dank thing you could imagine that they were selling for Summer Wells. Come on. That is exploiting a little girl. Now, there is no account of all that money. And you can blindly follow these channels and trust them, but I'm going to tell you what, I've been watching them for a very long time, maybe longer than some of you have. And this has been going on. And you have no idea what happened with that money, and neither do I. And now they're going to court over this. And as soon as Q Carlock gets in there, she's going to blame other people too. She's not just going to take this all by herself. There's going to be Scott H, John Q, Lip Lock No More, I think, was in on it. whole bunch of people. So, I'm telling you, I'm going to say this, they're going to get in some trouble. Some people are going to get in trouble. And if you don't want to believe it, don't. But mark my words, you're going to see trouble come out of this. And people are going to get in trouble, and they should be very afraid. I've seen some really violent outrages at people, at other creators and subscribers, just because they don't want people talking about them, but they can talk about everybody else. But anyways, yes, there's problems with the Summer Wells Fund. And I'm so glad that the guy from the rescue squad, Tim Coop, or whatever his name was, I am so glad that he turned it over to the court, and I don't blame him, do you? There was tons of people calling about that reward fund. He probably went out of his mind. I bet you the police are going out of their mind, and the FBI, and you know who else is going to get in trouble? And he doesn't realize it, but Benny Keys keeps making, it's all through YouTube that he's been making calls to the FBI, the TBI, different police departments. You cannot do that. That is against the law. These are not serious emergencies, and he's taken up these people's time with stupid stuff when they need to be solving real crime. So I'm really ashamed, Benny Keys, that you would do that. What's wrong? You know, I thought you would turn out to be a real good creator. I really did. I thought that you would get it together, and you seemed like you were doing good for a while. Like you were working on the Summer Wells case, and now you're just working on being a tattletale, because all you do is tattle on everybody. It seems like every day you're calling the cops on someone. So, wow, maybe you are like a snitch. I don't know. People say that you were an informant. You could be. I don't know. Maybe you got in trouble for something and you have to snitch. I don't know. But Benny, it is so wrong calling the cops and the FBI on everybody every day. My God, what? No wonder they think the YouTube world is crazy, right? Because it is. It absolutely is. So, yeah, the Summer Wells Reward Fund is going to court. And Q Carlock, who was involved with that and was accepting cash. So I have no idea if she deposited that $35,000, if she took it back, what happened, but that was all YouTubers' money, not hers. So anyways, there's going to be a lot of problems come up from that, and there's going to be a lot of YouTubers in trouble. Yep, in trouble, because you're harassing, you're stalking, you're bullying, you're making false police reports, you're doing you're threatening people's lives, you're saying all kinds of bad stuff. I'm telling you, they are watching your channel, they are watching all these channels, and you guys are going to get in trouble. And I'm going to laugh and say, I told you so, I told you so. You cannot do that kind of stuff on YouTube. Yes, we have our right to free speech, but not to do those kind of things to other people. And I'm really disgusted right now with Tiffany Marie. She said she was for Summer Wells. She's not for Summer Wells. Trust me. She said that she's for domestic violence victims. I better not ever hear Tiffany Marie talk about any domestic violence victim, because she uses that crap to manipulate people. And that's what she did with Jodie Sue. She got Jodie Sue real close to her and then turned on her like the mean, terrible witch she is. And she is hateful, and she's a snake. And I don't care what Tiffany Marie says or if she sees this. I don't care. She's so fake. And she's got 11-hour live streams going. Tiffany does. She's got series of Jodie Sue after she betrayed her. And but she can't get a job, can she? There's nothing wrong with Tiffany Marie. She's young enough to get out there and get to work. Jodie Sue has an excuse. She's got cancer. So what's Tiffany Marie's excuse? She is nothing but a troublemaker, and if you're following that channel, you're pathetic and sad too. I am just sick after seeing all these crazy people on YouTube. We got Jonathan Lee Riches over there. Now he wants to report Jodie Sue's dog as being mean. And he went up and I guess he found out her tattoo artist. I mean, my God. Jonathan Lee Riches really needs to be put in jail for harassing people. And everything he puts out is clickbait. None of it is true. So please don't buy one single thing that Jonathan Lee Riches is talking on his channel. Plus, he has a criminal history. And you need to be very careful. He might look like the nicest guy in the world, but he is up to no good. So please be careful with him. But I just wanted to spend a few minutes tonight talking about something. And let's go over everybody's theory that Jodie Sue's guilty, right? You know, she probably did something, blah, blah, blah. She's lying, blah, blah, blah. You know, we've heard it all over and over. It makes you want to vomit. Everybody wants to talk crap about Jodie Sue, and I will say it again. Karma comes back around. And don't say you're a Christian. You are not a Christian, Tiffany. You are not a Christian, Benny Keys. You are not a Christian, Lip Lock No More, talking like that. You are not a Christian, any of you that are doing these things, because Jesus remembers every single word you said, and you will face him on the day of judgment. You better be careful what you're saying. So, I'm sorry. You cannot act like that and do those things and think you're okay. You're not okay. So, anyways, so let's go with everybody's theory. I thought, well, let's just go with everybody's theory that Jodie Sue did something to Summer Wells, okay? Or Andy, whatever. So let's just, I just wanted to show you a video that was done of May this year. And this was by Lips. And it says Jodie Sue Brown's text between her and Andy on June 15th, 2021. Right here is the proof that Jodie Sue in no way could have time to do anything to Summer. I don't know about Andy, but I really doubt it looking at these texts. I'm going to go through these texts and read them to you on here. Under fair use, I'm just showing a part of this. But I recommend that you go over there and watch her videos. So Andy tried to call her and she missed it at 11:30. And he said, love you, okay, heard anything? Because remember, the people were over there harassing her about the property. And they were marking out property lines, okay? So, okay, and she says, just tree grinding company, because they were cutting the trees down out there. Did you call your dad about the other? He said, not yet. Well, make sure he knows we still have the stuff up there in the house that we need, and Boog wants to hunt there, so he can mention it to that a-hole. And Andy says, okay. Okay. Let's look at the time here. It'll show it in a minute, hopefully here. Yeah, it will. But did you show so-and-so pics and tell him what was going on? Yeah. Any issues? Just him saying where I was and me telling him my mama ain't that much. I told you to be on time. I ignored him on that. Okay, so this is at 10:04, and then he, wait, hold on. It's hard to see this time. Hold on. Back it up a little bit. Oops, not that far. 2:00 p.m. 2:00 p.m. So I want to know when Jodie Sue would have time to go kidnap Summer. Okay, so she's on the phone at 2, texting with him. She missed the call, okay? And then he says, "You okay?" And then she's unavailable. But at 2:14, 15 minutes later, she says, "Yeah." He said, "Nothing going on." She said, "Noise woke me up, going to see." Right there, to me, that proves that she heard a scream. She was going to look. And he said, "Okay, too long, no response. You okay?" And that was at 3:12, and she was gone till 3:45. Look, before she texted back, and she said, "Yeah." And he said, "What you doing?" She said, "Talking to the kids." Talking to kids. And he said, "Not up." Sends him a heart. He said, "Not off yet." She said, "Okay, soon." He said, "About to leave." What am I doing? Getting me or not? Question mark. You want me to? This is at 6:00. Let's go back up. Sorry, I missed this part. 2:38 p.m. Noise woke me up, going to see. 3:14, too long response. No response, okay. And then 2:45. It looks like 4 something, and then it says 4:52, talking to kids. 5:30 p.m., not off yet. Okay, soon. And then 6, about to leave. Getting me or not? You want me to? If you do, we'll head there. But got to get drink on the way. Okay? And she says, "Yeah, I'll be at the bottom in 20 minutes. We'll text when past Mom so you ain't in the heat long. Okay, see you soon. Gonna head down and mess with my flowers anyways. Okay, on the way." And that was like just before 6. Okay, see you soon. And I'm going down to look or help. Can't just sit here and do nothing while some other mama's baby is missing. I may try to go towards Camel Church. Oh, okay, so forgive me. I had to back up here. So that channel is called Lips. Jodie Sue's Brown's text between her and Andy on June 15th, 2021. So as you can see, Jodie Sue's, I don't know when she would have time to hurt a child, hide a child, or do anything with the child, because she was texting and she was worried. So that just debunks all people's lies to me. I'm sorry. I don't believe, after seeing her texts and seeing her timeline, there's no way she could have been able to do that in that amount of time and get away with hiding somebody and still be out there. You're full of it. And I'm going to debunk this. Also, here's Tiffany Marie. Her and Andy Bernard and Jodie Sue Brown messages. Okay, these messages are back and forth between them. And I'm not going to show you her video. And I would not recommend that you subscribe. But my whole point was to tell you that you need to go watch this, because in this video, in these texts between Jodie Sue and Andy, they're texts from over a 2-year period of Jodie Sue fighting with Andy about taking drugs, about doing drugs and running around on her, and that she didn't like it and that she was tired of it. And she was constantly in a fight with him about this. So I'm sorry. In those text messages, you can tell that Jodie Sue was not happy with this and she was not going for it. So you can say that she was involved, but I do not believe that for a minute. She was very adamant and sick of him doing drugs and selling drugs or whatever. She was not happy. And she had a lot of suspicions. And, maybe she's seen him go over to Candace and Don before. I don't know. But people act like it's some big shocking revelation that Jodie Sue came out with. First of all, Dudley said that the oldest boy was smoking weed with Don at work. And many witnesses said that the kids had booze in their sippy cup, alcohol, and that they were also smoking pot. And what do you think Hunter was doing over there? And what do you think all the other teenagers? I heard a mother say that her kid knew people that hung around at Don and Candace's, and they said that that was a party house, that you could smoke pot, cigarettes, drink, do whatever you wanted there. So it is no big shock to me that those kids were doing stuff when they could. I mean, they're watching their parents getting trashed every day in front of them. What do you think's going to happen? Your children are going to turn out like you if you're going to drink like that in front of them all the time and let them do whatever. You're not watching them kids. So, because you're partying and you're contributing to minors and Candace, I still think you should have gotten in trouble with that. But, Allie was allowing it. So, what does that make you, Allie? You allowed your son to go over there all the time and you didn't even press charges over this, and I would have. But, that's how a lot of young teenage boys are today. They're getting into drugs and they're doing wild things at their age. And you might think, oh, that's terrible. Well, sorry to tell you, that's a lot of normal life in a lot of places. And, I wasn't a good kid when I grew up. My stepfather was mean to me. My mom was not very loving. And so I grew up partying. I hung out with the partying bunch of kids at about 14 years old. I started smoking, drinking, smoking pot, trying drugs. And then, of course, when I got pregnant I got married, and I didn't do those things because I didn't want to hurt my children or my baby. But what I'm trying to say is that a lot of teenagers go through this stage. I don't know if you grew up in a perfect family and you didn't do things like that, but I skipped school and I was a bad little girl for a while, for a few years in my youth. But it's a shame that people want to accuse Jodie Sue, but they're not really listening to her. They're taking something she said. They run with that one part of the statement without really looking at everything she said in context. And so then they make a video out of it. And then somebody else goes and runs and makes a video out of it. And they just all follow suit. I mean, and then there's rumors about Summer Wells going around. Horrible rumors. And whoever's putting that rumor out about this Summer being, taken out for sins. I'm not even going to say the word because I think it's sickening. And I think it's sickening that anybody would put that kind of propaganda on YouTube, saying that it was a cult thing and all this stuff. horrible. They're lies, and it's a bunch of nonsense. It's clickbait, and people run with those stories that aren't even true. I mean, JLR said that Jodie Sue was being questioned by the police. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. I guess she made an appointment to go talk to them. So, how do you like that? And I think she has been talking to them about a lot of things that's going on in YouTube world and with Andy. So, I don't know. Some of these people think they're so smart, you better be careful. You don't even know what's going on behind the scenes and who's reporting you and who's watching you, right? You don't know. Some of these YouTubers are pretty brave, like they're going and outright, like literally trashing people, like, oh, like Fred Hill, Frank Light, all these people. You do not know if they're crazy or not. You're messing in the wrong ballpark. You shouldn't even be messing in it at all. I don't even understand these people. I really don't. And I don't even know how I started even watching their channels. And I'm pretty ashamed of myself for even wanting to watch some of them. They're horrible bullies. They're vile people. They're not good people. And they're not Christians. And I don't care if they can quote scriptures. I don't care. Their behavior. Jesus said, you will know them by their fruit. You know, a bad tree does not produce good fruit, and a good tree does not produce bad fruit. So you can say that you love others and you care about Summer Wells and you care about all these things, but that is a lie. You do not care. And God knows your heart. So I feel sorry for a lot of you. And, you know, Andy got himself in some trouble there, and he better be careful. Because Jodie Sue has exposed a lot about him. He's being watched. And then he wants to go on YouTube and talk. And he wants to go sit with other people. You know, I'd be real careful about doing stuff like that. He'd be better off being quiet. He might get in trouble. And those people involved might be in trouble because they might be hanging out with suspects. What if Andy is a suspect and you're hanging out with them and inviting them on your channel? Good move, real smart. You might be in trouble for aiding and abetting and helping somebody. Foolishness. It's so much foolishness that people are getting themselves involved in this. And with Summer Wells' case, and she's being lost in all the midst of this. I'm really sad for Summer. I'm embarrassed at these creators and what they're doing, because they're making a mockery out of the Summer Wells case, and they're doing nothing to try to help find her. You know, I truly believe, well, some guy said that there was a Monte Carlo on the road that day that Summer went missing. At the time Summer went missing, and the Monte Carlo belongs to a deputy. See, that's just a rumor. We don't know, but somebody put that on the channel. And I'm not going to theorize about it. You know, I am sticking to what I believe and what I think happened. I believe CPS was going to take Summer away. So they either hid her or something happened and, you know, a cover up, and they had to do something with her. I do not believe, there's no way, and I don't care, you can say there was an abduction, but there's no proof ever that there was any abduction or that she walked away or any of those things. So some of my videos, I've talked about a lot of this stuff already, and disputed the facts, some of these things that these people were putting out here. Because, here's the thing. I know it's no abduction. You know why? Because Donna Candace came out with an abduction theory right instantly. And it was all scripted. Candace, Don, and Grandis and Hunter basically had the same story scripted. And there's something wrong with that, because normal people would not have their stories exactly the same. They would not recount the story exactly the same. And I think it was just, they had to come up with something. They had to tell somebody something because CPS was coming to get her. And all of a sudden they came up with an abduction theory story, and it's not a very good one. And it wasn't very convincing to me. And they weren't all upset, and they weren't falling apart or nothing right within a few days of this. So I don't know what people think they're doing, trying to target Jodie Sue, but I'm telling you, if you go look at them texts and you think about this, Jodie Sue did not have time. When would she have time to do anything? When? Please share with me that. And according to, she has an alibi. She is in Tex, and there's no way that she could be abducting someone or killing someone while she's texting and sitting in her yard, or even walking around her yard or walking along the ditch. There is no way. Give me a break. Donna Candace did this. I don't know how, whether they handed her off to someone or whether they hurt her. I do not know. Or if the boys did something and it's being covered up. But I'm sure we'll find out. I would hope that we would know something. We might not find out for a long time. You have to face the fact that we might not hear nothing about Summer Wells in her case, or find her for a long time. But mark my words, Candace, Grandis, if anybody hears this out there, it could take 30 years, but you're still going to prison if you did something to your daughter. They will find you. They can find you. All the tests, all the DNA, everything they have now, the tools, the phone pings, your locations, they'll catch you, Candace. They're going to find it out if you did something. And if Don did something, they're going to find it out. So, all I can say is enjoy your freedom while you have it. Because if you're guilty, they'll catch you eventually. So, you're not going anywhere because they're going to find you. And they will bring you back. And I pray that Summer gets justice. And everyone is innocent until proven guilty. I don't know for a fact that Donna Candace did anything, but I truly believe with all my heart that they did. They pushed the abduction narrative way too hard and way too fast, and weren't even upset and weren't even pleading for her. So, but anyways, I'd love to hear something new in the Summer Wells case. I really would. I'd love any kind of info, update. I'm concerned. I feel bad for that little girl, what she had to go through. Because I know she didn't have no great life. I'm sorry, you can say whatever you want. Just because they have a few pictures of the kids smiling. No. because most of them, they looked very sad, and I was listening to some FBI police detectives on a movie, on a real live documentary, and they said that, just lost my train of thought. Well, they said that something about the parents, about people who, um, well, for one, they said an abduction theory so fast is, there's something wrong with that. And there was something else. Now I can't remember, dang it. Maybe I'll think about it in a second. But yeah, there's no way. They tried to convince us too much, and I didn't buy any of it. And I do believe now, for real, that Jodie Sue heard a scream. She didn't say scream to Andy, but she said she heard a noise and she was going to look. So I do believe that she did go look for this noise, and I do believe she heard the boys hollering for Summer and looking. And I do believe that she heard, because I did hear her say that Candace was yelling at the boys saying, "Boys, what did you do?" So, I'm sorry. I believe Jodie Sue, whether you like me or you don't like me. Uh, you know, she actually has some nice lives, and the people in her chat are very nice. And actually, her channel, being that was the first time I ever went in her live, and the people there were nice. Jodie Sue was nice, and it was really peaceful, unlike a lot of these other creators. And there wasn't a bunch of filthy language. It was very nice. So, I'm sorry. I used to and I used to go along with the tribe, go along with the crowd and think that way. And I feel bad, and I told Jodie Sue that I'm sorry. I never meant to be like that. I was naive, and I blindly went along and was listening to these people and believing them without listening to Jodie Sue's whole story. And that's what you need to do. You need to listen to all of what she says and not just take clips of what she says and use it against her, because you miss out on a whole bunch. So, anyways, I hope everybody has a good rest of the week. I just thank you for all being here, and I love you. And I worry about these people, and please, you know, I unsubscribe to so many, and I'm not trying to look at them at all because it's stressing my mind out way too much, and I can only imagine what Jodie Sue feels like to be targeted every day. She's still God's child. You know, whether you like her, whether you don't like her, she's still God's child, and God loves her, and God wants to heal her and help her. And you go ahead and support Andy, the drug addict, woman abuser, and whatever he is. You go ahead and do that. And you go ahead and follow all these people that are lying and using clickbait and running with these narratives that aren't even true. But you're just as pathetic as they are. So that's how I think of you if you're going to do that. So, sorry, it's the truth. But anyways, everybody, have a good night, and go look at them texts that I told you on Tiffany's channel. But don't go watch her drama, because she repeats the same old crap over and over for 5 days now, or whatever it was. Drive me insane. I just seen all her stuff come up there. I keep an eye on all these channels, but I don't watch their videos. But I keep an eye on what they're doing. And I did watch this one because I thought she was on Jodie Sue's side, and she was when I thought she was. But then in one instant, she turned like the snake she is, like a fork snake, twisted forked snake. Twisted tongue snake, double forked. She talks out one side and out the other. She's a double talker and she's a manipulator. And you know what that is? The spirit of Jezebel. That is the spirit of witchcraft when you try to control others and manipulate them. And that's wrong. But I have to stop because I know it just upsets me, that's all. But go look at them texts and you'll see there's no possible way. I'm sorry, there's no way Jodie Sue did anything. And Jodie Sue was against drugs, so all your stories are nonsense. Okay, everybody, peace, and I love you, and try not to get too involved in the drama and the lies that are being spread about Summer Wells. These stories are not true, and people are pushing lies, and they should be ashamed for exploiting this little girl. Summer Moon Utah Wells, she's missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. She's got blonde hair and blue eyes. And if you know anything, and her parents are Don and Candace Wells, if you know anything, or if you come on my channel and you have any information, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND and help us find Summer Moon Utah Wells. Okay. God bless you. Good night.